around us today, as we'll be covering Seven Deadly Sins versus. Oh, stretch. Okay. Oh God, I'm choking. Kyle, help.
RegiSouls, RegiSouls.
Oh, there we go. I had to stretch and then my brain shut off. But yeah. I figured me and Kyle figured since we're starting a little bit early and the teams are probably like just getting ready right now. Just to talk about the week one season 5 standings right now and break apart the groups as they see. What group sticks out to you the most, Kyle?
Taking a peek across of some of the standings that are going on. There's 6 groups, right? But one of the stronger groups, it looks like, one of the ones that I'm kind of looking at is Group F. I mean, you got Fellas and Wolves United. Those are 2 teams that are obviously very high performing in this league. Not year after year, but season after season. We're going to be taking into Group A. So Seven Deadly Sins is in Group A. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to find where RegiSouls is. They're also Group A. So both of those teams currently don't have any points. So one of these teams is going to get their first points of the season, which is obviously going to be much needed if they want to make it past the group stage. But yeah, there's a lot of strong groups out there. So this one right here, though, does have version 1, obviously, the winners from the tournament last season, and it's gonna be tough to take them down. You're gonna have to go against the champs at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Flawless Flygons, roster of like pretty solid players. Grass Allergy in particular sticks out to me, and Gemixity. Those are people I've run into in ladder, really solid players. But Seven Deadly Sins and RegiSouls, I think, have a really good opportunity to find some points here. And like even possibly like play upset to Flawless Flygon's second place because they might be looking for that might be looking to keep contested with version 1 for that week 1 bye.
Yeah, there's a lot of strong teams. I want to kind of go back to kind of the format, and this is the first time, if I'm not mistaken, where Pokemon have been just blanket banned for an entire season. So Blastoise and Buzzwole were just wreaking havoc so much and banned so frequently in the last season that they're just gone. The captains took the vote, so I like the democratic voting style that Maul was able to put together and allowed the captains to really decide, do they even want to have to waste a pick or a ban on those Pokemon, and instead they're just gone. So I honestly love that. Obviously, you still have things like Leafeon; they're still there and really strong. Phalanx right now not available. Obviously, it just came out. But other than that, normal Pokemon that are gone for the season are the EX Pokemon. So, but I like it. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. Seeing Phalanx next week might be very interesting because I feel like that Pokemon is going to take Aegislash levels of games to comprehend and work out all the combos, because not only is it like a very like difficult Pokemon to like pivot itself, but also like knowing what it does and knowing how it plays is like pretty much diverse to almost the player itself. So you could get those really super aggressive phalanxes that dive the enemy backline, or ones that more play towards that middle ground and harassing all-rounders. So the Pokemon has a lot of options, but also a lot of skill expression. I'm going to be super interested to see if anybody picks it up next week.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if they decide to just ban it too. I mean, it's always an option. Maybe Pokemon aren't always released free of bugs. See, you might see it banned in general. There might be some bugs out there. I'm not sure if I've seen anything in particular, but I think there's just like a lot of weird interactions with the Pokemon with the way that the passive works on Phalanx. Thinking like Petal Dance, Giga Drain, Venusaur might see a lot of play. So there's actually like also potentially a lot of counterplay to it. Obviously, it does seem strong, but with the way certain interactions happen, you might see just some people allowing it to go through and then just kind of picking their Pokemon that counter it during draft if it gets picked.
Yeah, I really hope that Timmy doesn't touch Phalanx like at all, because we saw what happened when Mimikyu first came out, and then yeah, that was a little bit of a scary time. But I really feel like it is gonna take like a lot of that like in-game mastery, right? Because its Unite move like in itself, along with like the way the passive does interact, like with characters like Solar Beam Mew and Solar Beam Venusaur, all get
Mm-hmm.
the bonus stacking. Along with
Oh
Blaziken's
yeah.
able to freely stack on it as well. Cinder passive is also like something to note for too. Um, Especially with I think how Pyro Ball works when applying stacks.
Oh,
So
interesting.
yeah, there's so many interactions. Makes me even wonder like with the no, I don't think it works with like the no retreat version, because
Mm.
with a Hoopa trick, you can also like boost Phalanx as well. But I've had weird interactions sometimes where I aim at Hoopa, or where I aim my Hoopa trick at Phalanx, and then it tricks one of the little ones behind it instead of the main one, which
Mm-hmm.
is kind of crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird interactions. So you gotta wonder, like, as more people begin to play it and play it against different counters, that if, certain bugs are found within certain interactions. So it'll be interesting to see, kind of how it goes on, over the next, week or so.
Alright,
We
so
are
let's
taking a
check
peek.
in.
I know we're a little bit past time. Teams are not in lobby just yet.
Yeah. Looks like they're waiting for coin flip, so I have not seen a reply from RegiSouls yet.
It's like 7DS is getting locked and loaded. What's up, Derpy?
Hi Derpy, welcome on in,
Hi,
honey.
friend. Welcome in. 7DS is getting locked and loaded. Fantastic. Do have them right now on the right side, but I might have to switch that up. They are. Are they drafting yet?
Right.
No, they are currently loading in the lobby right now.
Yeah, we still have yet to do coin flip yet, so
Yeah, waiting for RegiSouls to get on in. Reggie. Hey, Reggie. Oh. Paging tech. Paging.
did you ever have that situation when you were young, Kyle, that you got lost in the grocery store?
All the time. Pumpkin patch, grocery store, you name it. I got lost. I was just a wandering soul.
Oh, thank God. What would be worse would my mom worked at Target, right?
Okay.
So some days I would so some days like I would end up like getting picked up from school and then like going to work with her. So I get my work done like in the break room, and then I got to go wander around Target
Oh, nice.
as a 13-year-old for 2 hours. So I would just get to sit, and this is like back in like 2008. So this is like when Target still probably had like all of the freaking like the PS2, PS3 demos out and
Mm.
the Xbox games. I just got to sit there for 2 hours,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I would always hear on the pager, paging.
Paging. Where are you? Oh, yeah. I got lost many of places. I was not child that could stay in one place or that. So yeah, you know, you get lost sometimes. It's fine. Oh yeah. It looks like we got one member of RegiSouls that have loaded, so I imagine the rest of them will be coming here very shortly. Maybe. It seems likely, at least.
Yeah, there's Evo Mint. So they are playing with their sub today.
Oh, Kingslayer, yeah. Okay. And do they have flip enabled here?
They do have flip enabled, but I normally like. Okay, well, I guess since 7DS was here first.
Heard, Chef.
All right, hopefully.
Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, three loaded now. Look at that. We're making moves. Oh, Maul gave Dude your first pick. All right. Even better.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess if you're late, you get that, or if the other team's late, you get the benefit of that. So, you know, that's fantastic. They're going to let it play out? What does that mean? Is like the entire team not available or something? Curious what he means by gonna let them play it out.
I'm just gonna smile and nod.
Smile and nod. Smile and nod. All you can do. I am gonna switch Anbu.
Wait, isn't Anbu like
Border Bunny?
Oh wait. Oh yeah.
I was always wondering. I saw that name on my friends list. I was like, who changed their name to that? And then like I saw them playing with Squirtle. I was like, oh, I think that's Anbu. Okay, switching that. 7 Deadly Sins, RegiSouls.
Yeah, so. Yep, perfect. Perfect.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. What a banger of a movie. I am looking forward to see what we're going to have banned. They are going to be banning, they're each going to have one ban out of the match. So we are waiting to hear what those are. But obviously there will be a couple in match too. But it allows a lot of strategy though, right, Ribbon? Like you can really be creative in this format.
Okay. 7DS takes out Leafeon. Good open. I like that.
That's interesting, though. It's interesting that they would ban Leafeon. You'd think that, like, if you're getting first pick, you kind of force the hand of, RegiSouls to make them ban it so you can pick it. Yeah, with how strong Leafeon is, I feel like that's got to be the strategy.
Yeah,
Or maybe
I honestly like personally trying to force like things like a Leafeon ban or like bans in those kinds of essences to the enemy.
yeah.
Mainly because like trying to force them to like play for like that 5th, 6th ban allows you to kind of control the tempo of like how the banning phase is going, where you're kind of getting to ban what you want, but also they have to play to like not let you have things.
That makes sense. That's kind of how I always thought. Obviously, I'm not, on a team or anything, but I feel like that's kind of what I see a lot of teams do is kind of, if you have first pick, you kind of want to, if maybe there's something overpowered, but you leave that to the other team to ban because otherwise you're going to get to take it. I know we saw, the Unite Fatales do that a lot, in the Leafeon or the Metagross meta. They kind of force the hand of the other team to ban it, so someone like Slepa could take it. But I don't know. I don't even know if anybody on 7DS plays Leafeon. So maybe it's kind of one of those things where they don't have a Leafeon player and they they're okay with banning it there.
I feel like that meow is definitely targeted towards Aaron.
Fair. Last person is joining in 2 minutes. Okay, so it seems like there's just having some timing issues, and I think that's why they're letting 7DS get that first pick, which I think is fine. The 7DS is, that they've entered in a lot of tournaments recently. I know they've done Underdunk a couple of times. They've entered in a few other things. I'm not sure, did any of them participate in the 2v2? I know you participated in the 2v2. How did you like that format?
I thought it was super interesting. I feel like the only change that I would make to it would be that it would be a nightmare to manage, but you only have one Pokemon to play.
Ooh, yeah. Like
so that
the entire tournament.
Yeah, that way you know what you're going up against.
Interesting.
Meta of 1st to 3. I got put up against Leaf, by the way.
Oh no. No.
Leaf, round 1, and like we just like barely it was a hard set. That was Omega hard. But like me and Egg, like we felt so safe and comfortable on like Slowbro Sylveon, and then we try to mix it up and like go Intel Tree, and then get rolled into Leafeon Mime.
Oh, Mime seemed like it was undervalued. Like it wasn't played a ton.
I feel like everyone just sleeps on Mime in general. All right, there we go.
There we go. Alrighty, we are locked and loaded. We got both teams. We have a Meow ban and a Leafeon ban outside of game. So we're going to be jumping into game number 1 here in just a moment. We'll let them know casters are ready. We can go once both teams give us the G2G sign. Alrighty.
The crazy part, Kyle, I can't even see. I can't see any sort of lobby chat.
Oh, that's wild. Oh, lol. That's funny. Oh, that's right. I remember Lordy was talking about that. Like you have to be like level 5 or something like that to be able to get it or something.
Yeah.
All right, we got
Bon
Dudra's
Bon Cam
ready. Bon Cam. Dudra's ready. We're ready. Tack and them are ready. I think we got a game, Ribbon. Oh, no!
And
Oh no! That was comedic timing. For those that don't see the screen, we literally just got everybody was ready and in the lobby, and then the lobby was closed for excessive time. Like literally the second we were ready, Ribbon was ready to hit the start match. That is funny. I mean, it's we started the lobby at 9 o'clock because we thought that's when the match was gonna go, and it happens. It happens. It'd be that way sometimes.
that's crazy. That's just.
I saw your like cursor hovering over the start too, which is just the funniest part of it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I literally clicked right as the screen went to the screen closed. Oh, that was too funny. That was too funny.
Alrighty. Oh, I do need to have Cosmic and Duck switch. Lol. Unless Duck is gonna play on on RegiSouls today. Don't think that's gonna be the case. There we go. Look at everybody. It's okay, Echo. Welcome in, Echo. Thanks for the follow. It's all good.
We're good.
We're G2G, and we're good. We got a game here, Ribbon.
Let's go. I'm psyched and pumped.
Pumped all in one. We got 7 Deadly Sins on your left side. That'll be your purple team. Orange team, we have the RegiSouls. And outside of the Meowscarada and the Leafeon bands, we now have a Crustal band from 7DS.
Yep. Mimikyu is an interesting choice, but continuing on, 7DS might possibly be looking at this Slowbro band to pretty much get their jungler on some sort of dive. Sylveon ban I actually really like as well, just a general blanket ban that 7DS would possibly need to pick just in case, just to like try to anticipate and give something more to their top side, but they do lock in that Trevenant.
I mean, Trevenant's got to be, the pick. Obviously, you're taking Crustal and Slowbro off the map. You're very limited on which defenders are left. Obviously, Umbreon, Lapras are there, but I mean, Trevenant's just in such a great spot. It's a great pick.
Yep. Followed with the Vs of Glaceon and Umbreon. Already, I feel like we're going to be seeing some powerhouse play. Really, just that mean look is going to prevent possibly any sort of pick or any sort of dive presence that 7DS might want to bring out of their top lane or their jungle. This Trevenant looking like it's more than likely going to be heading to that top side, but they still do have the option to flex it over to the defender position.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's still a couple defenders left on the board, but it looks like RegiSouls, they're going to grab a Zoroark, so a big dive potential from RegiSouls, and it looked like they were hovering Dodrio, but they're going to select that Machamp.
Yeah, how broken is Machamp? It's going to be a great blind pick into this top side that 7DS is going to have to pick for. Meanwhile, the RegiSouls will still have the option to either flex that Umbreon between the defender or the support role since they haven't picked their support yet. So they've put 7DS in a pretty effective drafting pickle right now. They're going to have to stick to that Dodrio and then give the Mew over as well. And Sableye picked out.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not something that you see all the time. We do have a leftovers on that. I'm excited to see leftover Sableye. At least for the time being, they do switch it over to Resonant Guard. But either way, I mean, Sableye right now, I think if you have someone that really knows what they're doing macro-wise, it's still such a strong pick.
Okay. I feel like Seven Deadly Sins is trying this Espeon top side, maybe, unless it's going to the jungle position. It'd be interesting to see though. What they choose to give either that Dodrio that first rotation or give that Espeon the first rotation. The Mew should hold down the bot side really well, so this top lane is going to be a big focus in this matchup.
Yeah, taking a look around some of these items. We do have Dodrio that's stacking. Eviomint and Zoroark both are going to be stacking their items. So we do have we have a little bit of stacking going on, not a ton, but something to kind of keep eye out for as we kind of go through some of the laning phase and seeing which of these Pokemon really want to try to get online very quickly.
Yeah, RegiSouls has a lot of mons that are gonna want to put a lot of pressure on those early pads to really take advantage of getting those points in early and not having to worry about finding those stacks in at a later time. But here we go, a tale of swords and sins today on the Articuno Unite League. Kyle, take it away.
Yeah, here we go. Bottom side, we do have that Mew going down there with that Phantom. Top side for the RegiSouls, looks like we have Machop and the Sableye. Zoroark's going to be taking the jungle, and that Dodrio is going to be taking the top lane. Basement side, though, we're going to have a little bit of a skirmish, and Sableye is just going to kind of maybe farm up a little bit here.
I don't think that that Big Papa right there got that stack. It looks like Tech was able to thief away the initial points that they walked up with. So denying them a stack right there is pretty huge, especially since this Machop's just gotten safely back to their pad.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one of the advantages of laning with Sableye early on, and you're able to kind of steal the money. And like you said, we do have Espeon taking that jungle, able to come up for a little bit of an early push and provide a little bit of value here.
Yeah, Zoroark is definitely going to be wading into the wings, and it's going to be very difficult because they still have this Blissey, they still have this Doduo. It's going to be rough to try to get any sort of farm here, and Tech's just going to be waiting to set something up, but they have sent the Mew up to try to counter. Let's see if they go in. Echo does clear out a lot of farm, but takes a bunch of damage. That Doduo might be enough to finish it up, but the Focus Band looks like it was procced and saved. Nice little clutch right there, but 7DS is still able to catch some value in getting that Sableye down.
Yeah, Sableye going down is pretty massive. A nice little play there by Zoroark to kind of dodge some of, I believe it might have been the Electro Ball from Mew, a lot of the damage there. But Umbreon is going to be down here, going to get another 5 points in. We have Duck trying to just prevent any additional push from that Umbreon in that basement side because they were kind of just left alone in the top. And oh man, Dodrio goes down at the hands of that submission Machamp.
Yeah, submission's going to be a really big pickup here, and it's going to be really difficult to get it in around the Espeon, but the main thing is you'll be able to pop that submission and ignore any sort of CC that Espeon could bring as well. Really huge pickup right there for the side of RegiSouls. They're continuing to get so much value, especially out of these birds in the middle and some kills on top, and RegiSouls doing really well.
Yeah, absolutely. A big little play there by that Machamp helping take out that Trevenant in this bot side. And here we go. Glaceon is pushing in. They are going to get the Mew. Obviously, with no defender down here, they're kind of able to do that for free. But here comes Trevenant with a big wood hammer onto the Sableye, getting the KO. And this Glaceon has a little bit of a front line, able to get those Icicle Spears into the side of Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh, Trevenant's still eating good and getting a lot of damage down. Hopefully they'll be able to follow it up, but no, just out of reach. Border Bunny able to run away, hippity hop, and still this Zoroark is going in and chunking so many members of Seven Deadly Sins right now, already on 1 HP, but Eliz is going to be here to provide some support.
Yeah, 7-minute objectives are going to be hitting the map here in just a second. Looks like RegiSouls is wasting no time. It is a Regirock, and they are the Regi team, so they are looking to do these objectives right away, and it's Umbreon with the secure. The Mew Solar Beam was a little bit late.
Yeah, and still diving in. They're going to be able to collect so much value here. The Glaceon stage is set for RegiSouls to continue this tier 1 pad drop. Nice use of coaching right there from Too Fun to soak up a little bit more of that damage, but it's not going to be too much help with this Zoroark absolutely popping off in the bottom side. Going to be a nice little break right there. They could have possibly gotten a little bit more, but Papa and Duck probably would have cleaned up more than just this Glaceon.
Yeah, they do get out of dodge, and Sableye is here to kind of get some vision to see what these teams are trying to do. And nice use of Sableye's move to steal some of that money away from Dodri, who's trying to get a stack in.
Yeah, and also a really great full heal pop right there from Big Papa, dodging that Umbreon meme look, but you can't dodge that one, and Echo is going to eat that one up on a platter. Nice scoop.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this Zoroark is starting to really level. It's level 11, 2 levels higher than anything that 7DS has on the map. And not only that here, Ribbon, but this Regieleki is still up and available for the taking.
Yeah, Duck is probably the one person who's still looking for a Unite, but this is an opportunity for 7DS to possibly burn some Unites and get a lot of push and go in. Duck's already looking for a massive engage. 4-man Woodhammer right there into the Espeon Unite, already cleaned up 7DS, perfectly sets it up. Kingslayer desperately was trying to get something going right there, but tech just a little bit too late. 7DS, that was the opportunity they needed and the opportunity that they took.
Yeah, that's absolutely massive. 4 members down. Sableye also utilized their Unite move there, so they won't have that while this Regieleki is pushing. Regieleki does go in. The Glacial stage is set. The Phantom Forest is out. And at the end of it, a lot of points going in for 7DS, but they're on the edge of their heels right now because it looks like we got the Nightfall Days from Zoroark trying to pick up the KO on the Blissey. They're able to do it. Big Woodhammer, though, puts it into that. And wow, 7 Deadly Sins just was able to hold the door, at least for the time being. Glaceon now throwing some Icicle Spears in, gets a triple KO, but I think it does look like they might be able to pick up another one while they get some scores in as well.
Yeah. Whew, RegiSouls is wiping some sweat off of their brows right there after that massive exchange of catch-up XP in the top side. They're able to at least get some value and get a good break. Big Papa trying to get a big pick on Big Tech, but it's down. Nice little catch right there, but the Umbreon Mean Look is down, and that's going to be some nice submissioning right there of that Trevenant. Call a Woodcutter, and they are able to get away. Whew, close call.
Yeah, very close call. We do have a basement Regi down here. It is another Regirock, and it looks like RegiSouls is looking to start turning and burning this. But Zoroark peels off a little bit. Mean Look goes on to the Trevenant. And here we go. Barrage Blow coming in from Machamp. Who's he going to submission? Big use of the Psychic Solaire knocks that up. And a big Solar Beam from you picks off the Zoroark. And Umbreon is running dangerously low. Espeon gets another KO onto the Machamp. And some big beams are coming through for 7 Deadly Sins. And they have 4 members down. Espeon looking to get a third, maybe a fourth coming. But the big Solar Beam from who is it? Too Fun on the Mew. And 7 Deadly Sins is going to peel down to this Regirock and maybe have enough time to grab that before RegiSouls is able to get to it.
Yeah, Echo's trying to look like there's a dive in, but I don't think that they're going to take the chance of giving up more catch-up XP than has already been given to 7 Deadly Sins. What a perfect team fight right there. And honestly, shouts out to Aaron for making a lot of that happen, pulling that Unite move right when Machamp went for the submission grab. So it ignored the grab and pretty much nullified the combo, allowed a lot of 7DS to get out of dodge and pick that pick out. And one by one, it seems like they were just able to chew apart members of RegiSouls and really get that catch-up XP going. Now looking at things, it's looking like 7 Deadly Sins have more of the XP lead.
Yeah, and 30 seconds until double time till the final stretch where all points are doubled. Right now, 228, 188. But it does look like RegiSouls is going to rip this Regieleki off the map. It'll even put a little bit of pressure onto this tier 2 goal, but we have 15 seconds coming towards until this Rayquaza hits the map, Ribbon.
Yeah, and it looks like there's going to be backcapping shenaniganry right here from Big Papa. Hopefully, they'll be able to do that and manage to let this Regilecki go in and hopefully not go punished. Tech does only have 32 points, so they really couldn't overbreak if they tried, but already Big Papa's going to have to make some highway robbery happen, but it's not going to happen. The mean look lands right on the timing of the Unite. How unfortunate right there that's how that worked, and that's going to be a big pick for RegiSouls.
Yeah, now they are looking to engage into this team fight, knowing that 7DS is down another player. But here we go. The Barrage Blow is out. Moonlight Branch. But the Barrage Blow does help get the Blissey. That is the first member down. We have a second member going down from Sableye getting that Umbreon. These Icicle Spears are charging straight into this Trevenant. Is Trevenant going to be able to get out? But no, they flip the Owner reverse card with a big double KO from this Mew. These big beams are getting some huge number of resets here. Triple KO for this Mew. And they might have bought enough time, not only that, but bought some space here for 7 Deadly Sins to make something happen.
Okay, it's got to be careful here. The Rayquaza has a reset, though, and there's going to be multiple members of RegiSouls coming off of the score pad right now. I don't think Big Papa's going to be able to get the score, and they're going to immediately get jumped on in the top side. It's a little bit rare right now for 7 Deadly Sins because they're still down that 50 points.
Oh, yeah, that was very unfortunate. You thought that that might have been the time to score, unfortunately. It looked like RegiSouls was up and ready for it. Here comes the submission onto the Blissey. Blissey's going to continually heal itself and the teammates with those eggs. Looks like RegiSouls is looking to engage onto this fight. The Icicle Spears go directly on the Blissey. Egg Bomb doesn't quite do as much damage. It does knock up a little bit. Mew boosted basic attack helps get the KO onto the Umbreon. Another Solar Beam picks up the Sableye, but Machamp is looking into the backline. 2 members down for 7 Deadly Sins now, but we have 17 points, make it 34 going in. That draws them closer, but that's still not enough, Ribbon.
It's so unfortunate that they were able to get so many teamfight wins in the moments, but not able to either translate that into a Rayquaza take or getting points in that would get them the win. But they're just going to be just short.
Oh, very unfortunate. Yeah, just short indeed. We'll see exactly what our total is going to be here in just a second. But I believe they're about 10 points short. Yeah, 232, 248 is your final for game number 1. RegiSouls taking it.
Yeah. It's crazy how much damage Tufun was doing on that Mew, finding so many, like, 3 to 4 man beams on succession, too. It is crazy watching that all play out. That one snipe that was just enough damage to catch Echo right on the edge of the beam really just swing the tempo straight away. And then Tufun bought another beam and took out another player. And it just looked like it was going to be the swing of things. And unfortunately, they tried to get the cap in, but beat out was Big Papa. And then they went back and won another team fight, which is absolutely crazy. Tufun opening up that engagement single-handedly with a 4-man Mew beam, like
yeah,
it was just
those
crazy
are some
how that ended up playing out.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Like, and not only that, Ribbon, but Big Papa getting so close. I'm talking milliseconds from being able to score anything on either of those 2 pushes, and we're talking about a 7DS win here. I mean, just very unfortunate timing. From those jump pads and from, the RegiSouls being able to jump right on time and prevent any scoring from him.
Yeah. And you just saw it was how close it was that those points were going in. And even the Espeon just barely doesn't have enough to make the difference. And it's not like it was like a big value of like close to like 5 or 10 points. It was still like 20 points. So it's just unfortunate that they really couldn't bring those team fight wins that they were having with multiple succession. Especially the last fight where they had no unites. They were still able to land the big damage, and then they came in with the Trevenant Woodhammers and were able to clean up. It's just so rough that the score lead that RegiSouls got before that Rayquaza began was just enough to hold out.
Yeah, like you said, just unfortunate, right? Like, I don't think if you're 7 Deadly Sins, I don't think there's a whole lot that you would do differently. I mean, they were winning all those team fights. Yeah, I mean, maybe the early game was a touch rough, but their mid game was really strong. You saw a lot of really good team fights, a lot of really big exchanges. I think, and Aaron played that Espeon perfectly. I mean, the amount of times that you saw that Psychic Solaire get popped right during a dive, either from Zoroark or Machamp, negating anything that they were able to do into the back line. Not only that, obviously the use of stored power to slow them down. Just a little short, 10 points short. I don't think you changed a whole lot there. I think you kind of had their number for a majority of that match.
It's just unfortunate that they were not able to turn that damage into a Rayquaza secure. I feel like I feel like RegiSouls had just enough threat on the table at all times for 7DS to commit, so it was a little bit rough. So I understand going for the scores, and it's just unfortunate the points were not enough at the end of the day.
Yeah, it also, you don't really, in the comp that they had, they didn't have a ton of rip, so I think going for the scores there for Big Pokpo probably was the right play still.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, I mean, you don't have, a big A presser that can just burn that Rayquaza, especially after that 1 minute mark when Rayquaza has additional HP. It just makes the task of ripping it before RegiSouls would have gotten back even tougher. So I think it's the right play, it's just it didn't play out in their favor.
Yep.
But here we go. Yeah, we got a couple bans already. We got a Leafeon ban, and then looks like RegiSouls is going to ban that Espia. They feel like that was pretty oppressive to a lot of what they were trying to accomplish, so that's not going to be available for 7DSs in game number 2.
Yeah, honestly, really interesting Espeon ban. It is definitely like a Sylveon in Suit, one of those always safe, like always blindable characters that you can select in draft and do really great work with, no matter what moveset you take. So it'd be interesting to see what 7 Deadly Sins does without that safety on the table.
And they're going to go immediately with the same strategy from previous game. They're going to ban that Crustle first. And looks like on the combating side for RegiSouls, they're going to ban that Meowscarada, which they banned in the pre-draft pick phase last match.
Possibly just trying to mix it up and try to get 7DS off of their comfort picks, I feel like is the plan here for RegiSouls. But they're going to respond in Suit with the Zoroark ban. I feel like Tree is definitely the best ban in Suit as well. Or they could possibly go to... Okay, I don't know what they're doing now. Okay, there's the Tree ban. Okay,
there's the Tree ban. I mean, I think you're right, Ribbon. Those are some targeted bans. Obviously the Espia and the Tree that they saw last match. Also, both of those performing very well. And it looks like Duck's going to grab that Umbreon first this time.
Yeah, I would like to really just see some foul play usage, even if it's coming out of that supporting position, because top lane is a scrappy lane, right? It's where characters are always trying to get their stacks, especially possibly more squishy ones, and foul play does that great thing of providing utility and CC behind the move, but also the damage to really punish those top lane stackers. So we'll see if 7 Deadly Sins does do that. They do go with the Clefable as well, so this Umbreon is going to be their defender.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of grabbing the Clefable. It's definitely... Oh, wait, uh-oh. It looks like we might have had a misclick because didn't we have a Leafeon ban pre? Yeah, looks like we had probably a misclick. So we're going to probably have to do a little reset here. He was trying to pick talent in his game lag. That's unfortunate. So we'll probably have to do a little bit of reset, unfortunately, because I know Leafeon was banned in the pre-phase. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that squared away for the teams. But we have to do a little bit of a redraft here.
Yeah, I can see with that Glaceon pick and that Slowbro pick, 7 Deadly Sins definitely wanting to go for that Talonflame.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Let's go ahead. Once that happens, teams will get on. But yeah, I think Talonflame. Yeah, I think that would have worked in their favor. I mean, I think that's one of the things. A Talonflame is a very strong counter to Glaceon. Glaceon tries to lock onto it with the icicle spears, and you take to the skies, and you negate the damage. So definitely a counter pick on the part of Seven Deadly Sins. I like it, honestly.
Mhm.
07.
Yeah, because like Talonflame would also be just such a great pick, along with the Clefable as well, because Clefable will be able to heal out those Glaceon Icicle Spears, and then the Talon will be able to just completely dodge them as well. We might possibly see a pivot to some Icy Wind right there to try to get around that matchup.
I like the cheeky Mewtwo pick at the end. That's funny. But yeah, so far so good. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna exit this match from the admin spot, and we'll get the redraft. It'll be the exact same draft up until that Leaf pick. So I assume Dewdra is gonna grab the Talonflame in that spot, but we'll still see that Umbreon. We'll still see that Clef. We'll see I believe it was the Glacie and the Slowbro on the side of RegiSouls.
Yeah. We've got Glaceon and Slowbro for them, and then what I'm presuming is going to be Talon, Umbreon, and Clefable for Seven Deadly Sins.
Pina wants to know, when is Mew getting buffed? Pina, I have no idea when Mew's getting buffed.
I mean, I got a Battle Pass skin.
I mean, the Battle Pass skin is so cute, though, too. I'll just let them know that we're ready, as long as they're ready. How did Blastoise dodge nerfs? A complete and total failure from Timmy.
All right.
Alrighty, here we go. Let's redo this draft here. We'll have the same stuff, same bands. At least, or else.
Boom, boom, boom. Let's talk about this though, Kyle. What do you think that RegiSouls might do in response now that they've seen this Talonflame? You could think of like attackers maybe. Oh well, Espeon's off the table, so like what are you gonna be leaning into? Like Sylveon, possibly even Intel to try to poke it out before it can fly. There's a lot of things that I feel like they could go.
I think you gotta pick some sort of all-rounder that could stun it and not let it play the game. I mean, you could even pick something like a Mamoswine. Obviously, it'd be really tough to land like an Icicle Fang or Ice Fang. Mimikyu's a good one though. I think Mimikyu's a good one. I mean, you could obviously go that play rough build and lock onto it while it's on the ground landed. Hoopa is a decent counter too, right? Like you can send the team back in the portal for when Talon's ready to fly, get them out of dodge. But yeah, I like the Mimikyu pick and counter of that Talon personally.
Oh yeah, and Tufun's just gonna be completely fine sticking to this Mew. I do like this Metagross pick from Aaron, mainly because it's just gonna be a really nice, easy button to get on top of that Glaceon, along with those two all-rounders that are gonna be up close and personal. Gyro Ball looks like a really good setup for them. It's gonna help kind of bat off that Mimikyu engage and try to out-sustain and out-fight this Blaziken as well. I do really love the pick.
Yeah, I mean, Metagross, I think it's still a really strong pick. I think it's kind of fallen off a little bit just with some of the more other all-rounders that have gotten play. Obviously, Buzz being, numero uno, and then a lot of people picking a lot of the speedsters instead of the all-rounders for your dives. But I think Metagross is still strong. Obviously, if you have kind of a very brawly comp on the enemy side, like you said, the Gyro Ball, I think it goes hard here.
And also, like, this Mew is gonna go practically unpunished throughout this entire match, unless this like Glaceon manages to go Icy Wind or something. This is a very short-ranged comp, even though like Blaziken can cover like a lot of distance with the use of that eject button for like some like big overheats. But this Mew is going to be very slippery, very difficult to hit, and then it's just going to be free firing the entire match. So I'm really loving Seven Deadly Sins draft here.
Yeah, and I liked watching Too Fun on it last match. I think they hit a lot of really strong beams. And if you get some of these members of RegiSouls grouped up again, those resets go crazy. They go burr.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and some would say it would be a reset to counter a reset right here, because this Mimikyu is going to be heading to the top side, while Seven Deadly Sins is giving this Beldum the first clear of the jungle, so that Talon is going to be going topside looking for some stacks.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. It looks like they are going to be able to get at least one in. Mimikyu is going to be able to get one of their own. Clefable is maybe looking to back to peel, but oh, this Hoopa's got some hands, gets a boosted attack on it. Are they going to be able to get anything else? But no, I think it actually went down to the hands of that Bunnelby, Ribbon.
Bunnelby's got paws today, and that's disaster for 7 days. It's a nice little auto right there from Eliza to turn that around, and they're gonna desperately need that XP to try to get level 4 here, because Big Papa going down only gets 1 stack out of the engagement, and then this Combusken's already gonna be up here nice and ready. This Mimikyu is gonna turn into level 5. This is dangerous waters right now for 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah, here we go. And Aaron is up here looking for maybe a sneaky little play. But as these birds come up, Mimikyu is here, going to try to go on in. But bottom side, they have a 4-person push here on this basement goal. Looks like Hoopa sent some of them down. And there you go, big portal. Oh, on the top side, though, we do have 7 Deadly Sins getting some value up there.
Yeah, good trade all around, but I feel like everybody was able to get more of what they wanted. Aaron's doing some dangerous work here, trying to get a little cheeky steal, but is able to get out of there safely. And it looks like things have reset, and for both teams, yeah, they got both what they wanted, all of that scaling for free, all of those points, all of those stacks.
Yeah, and we have Metagross going back to their jungle, grabbing some of their buffs before these 8-minute birds hit the map. And another little play there by Talonflame. Talonflame is going to go and try to peel in, uses that eject button. They do get the stack, but I think they might pay for it. They do grab a couple of their citrus berries before getting KO'd by that Hoopa. I believe it was the hyperspace hole that got it.
Yeah, and it looks like Blaziken got a lot of that farm right there, but Aaron's gyro balls are kind of cooking. It's just a nice little shove away, probably saved that Slowbro from going down, and Too Fun was not able to respond. So this early game definitely starting to lean more towards the side of RegiSouls, even though 7 Deadly Sins does have that point lead.
Yeah, it's 720 birds are going to be hitting the map. This Metagross is still currently in Matang. Would love to get to level 9 here before the 7-minute objective. Nice little play there by this Blaziken to push him over. Icicle Spears go into the heart of this Matang. Matang goes down. Umbreon has to burn their eject. Fable goes down in the top path. But in this bot path, we have 4 people pushing into the tier 1 goal.
Oh, these are going to be some nice big scores, especially if this Slowbro is going to be able to get the 30 bomber. They do, so that's going to be a 26-point overcap and some big value right there for all of those characters getting all of those points in. And 7 Deadly Sins is just going to have to go lick their wounds and clean up that back farm.
Yeah, and another Ice going over to the side of RegiSouls. They do also get the KO on the Clefable, and Mimikyu says, play with me to the Talonflame, picks up a double KO. They're not done. They're going to look on to peel over to this Umbreon. They're going to try to score, but Metagross is there to put an end to that. Glacial stage is set. The Regieleki is walking on in. Now they're going to try to do some Unite player math. They get some dunks in and break and close that goal zone down, and they're look to peel towards this tier 2 goal ribbon.
Oh, this is some big snowballing right here from RegiSouls. They might be able to get some value out of it with that Talonflame pickup, but still, even Aaron's trying their best to hold things down. They do get the Hoopa away from the power roll, so if they can get a mean look down, they are able to finish it. That's nice play right there from Duck, but this Blaziken is cooking so much at the moment, already fully stacked and just a little bit more points on the board to get a little bit more value. Papa's going to try to scoop them away, but Echo looks like they're going to be able to get out of this situation clean. 7 Deadly Sins was able to get some value. They're going to be getting some Unites now, especially with that Umbreon hitting level 8. The chase still on this Blaziken is going strong, but they might be walking into the waiting arms of RegiSouls. That Mimikyu does get a reset, but not on the farm, so they can't go in.
Yeah, both teams maybe trying to peel back and looking to find some value on the map. There's obviously a lot of wild spawns that they could go. Hoopa is peeling and trying to get some vision because we do have a basement Reggie that's going to be spawning 4 members down here on the side of RegiSouls.
Yeah, and Big Papa's probably looking for their final stacks here. They are going to be able to look like to get out of this, but this Mimikyu might punish the fly is just in time, Kyle.
Yeah. Hoopa does send the rest of the team down to this basement path. Mimikyu is still trying to peel and find his bird. It is bird season, however, and Papa Dudra is going to try to just fly away, utilize that flame charge, but those icicle spears are locked on and they did not have their flame or their fly up. Compute and Crush is set for this Metagross and they're looking to peel onto this Regice. Hoopa brings the team in with the Rings Unbound, and we have everybody throwing everything that they have at the Regice. We are going to get a secure here. It is going to go over to the side. I think it was the Mew Beam.
Yeah, nice secure right there from 7 Deadly Sins to get that objective. And Aaron's getting some big value off of these knockouts. But a lot of those members did go down, so that buff and that defense is all going to really just melt away. And so RegiSouls is definitely going to be getting more value out of getting all of those knockouts. Lots of farm on the map right now, but this Regieleki is going to really possibly turn the tide here.
Yeah, both teams just grabbing some of the farm that's on their map. Looking at the state of the levels, it does seem like RegiSouls definitely has a little bit of an advantage levels-wise. Obviously, they also have the advantage score-wise, 216.86 here at the 340 mark. We do have probably the last chance to maybe use some of these Unite moves here.
Yeah, Talonflame is still missing theirs, and Umbreon is missing theirs from that earlier engagement. So it doesn't look like RegiSouls is going to choose to push this Regieleki. They're just going to get some free pressure. Talonflame finds a pick on the bottom side, but RegiSouls is really close on by. They're going to be able to pull back and deal with things casually. But Papa is looking for more, but has found RegiSouls in their jungle. Uh-oh. That has been spotted out, and now that's going to let the gas go for RegiSouls to make this tier 2 push on the bottom side.
Yeah, Blaziken's going to try to zone this Metagross out. The backline Pokemon are trying to find a way to score, but it does look like 7 Deadly Sins was able to clear that Regieleki off of the map. And now we have a basement Regi spawning within the next 30 seconds. It will be interesting to see if RegiSouls want to grab this. They obviously have a little bit of a positional advantage with their basement pads still up.
And they're going to really have just absolute committal to get this. I don't think 7 Deadly Sins is going to want to step up. This Mimikyu is going to be really nicely placed up on this top side to possibly see what 7DS is going to try to do. Because since RegiSouls is committing for this bot lane Regice, they're going to have plenty of free space and free time to get in on the map and possibly try to find a nice little cozy place to get a pick.
Yeah, and then they're going to grab that. That's actually pretty massive for them. They all have their Unite moves online, so this Rayquaza is going to be spawning in the next couple seconds, but RegiSouls has a pretty nice advantage here, levels and point-wise.
Yeah, and this Mimikyu's got plenty of time to farm level 14 off screen because they can be brought in an instant with that Hoopa portal, possibly looking for a dive. Papa goes in and out, but the Glaceon Spears are going to be locked on the duck. They're going to be able to heal up a lot of that damage, but 7DS definitely needs to find some sort of in here.
Yeah, it looks like Dudra was trying to go on in, but the only thing that they're going to be finding is the back of the Pokemon Center. They are the first Dawn in this Ray fight. Umbreon might be next. They are 3 members down in the blink of an eye on the side of 7 Deadly Sins, and RegiSouls now throwing the slow beam on the last of them, and now that's a clean team wipe for RegiSouls, and they're going to peel back to this Rayquaza. And Ribbon, I think they're going to be able to get it, and this should just about do it for game number 2.
Yeah, they're going to just be able to ride that Hoopa portal for some free Hundo Burgers to serve up just in time and just fine. The Talonflame push does get a lot of members and gets a lot of those shields low, so Tufun could possibly stop a couple scores here, but they've already gotten in a lot of the damage within that first tier break, along with just taking lives as well. Aaron's just unfortunately stuck in the Thunderdome of their own demise, running away on 1 HP and trying to buy some time, but looks like Lisa's going to be able to hold any other points from going in, but this is looking like it's nice and sealed up to be a RegiSouls victory.
Yeah, they're looking pretty strong here. I think you still had a couple of shields out. I think Hoopa might still have their shield, and they are going to maybe peel up towards that top path, and they are absolutely going to get that next 100 in. And with 20 seconds left, 105, 416, this might be the end for week number 2 for Seven Deadly Sins. And really well played by them, but I think just like the end fight, they kind of got a little bit snowballed there, and RegiSouls really kind of just took it to him in that last fight.
Yeah, I feel like Mickey just got into the backline really easily and probably just found like an unreactable shadow sneak into that backline, and instantly looks like they popped that unite on that Mew and diced them up fast. But Papa was just definitely trying to get some sort of value in their Talonflame pick and try to get some sort of information, but they only end up just flying into the waiting arms of RegiSouls and a bunch of Glaceon Icicle Spears. So unfortunately, just 7DS, even though they were finding the damage and finding value in picks, they weren't really able to get this Talon rolling.
Yeah, 442, 105. Your final, looking around at some of the damage numbers, 94k EVO mint on that Mimikyu, and that was, I think that might have been the best pick that they had in that draft phase. I know we talked about it. I think that's a really strong counter on that Talonflame pick, and it definitely held true. It didn't seem like Talon was able to do as much as they wanted against the Mimikyu, and then even also that Blaziken. That Blaziken was a big player in that as well. 79k damage, Cosmic on that, Glacie doing 74. So all around, a really good draft there by RegiSouls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just shows to go how really even though the Mew was just able to go in free fire, unfortunately Seven Deadly Sins really had no true frontline around the outside of that Metagross. So Umbreon was able to try to provide as much support as possible, but unless Aaron was like landing like multiple Mon Gyro balls, unfortunately the shields were just not able to hold. And then Big Papa is not really the best kind of bulk to have in your front line, unfortunately. So they're just able to collapse and really just fold Seven Deadly Sins like paper, especially after that Metagross went down.
Yeah, but GG's all around. RegiSouls takes this set 2-0. And I believe we're going to get an interview here, potentially.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Can go ahead and see if they do want an interview. Check something.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh wow, interesting.
Hi, Drewby. Thanks, buddy. We just finished our casting.
Kingslayer was actually running Bangle on the Mimikyu.
Oh, interesting. I mean, I guess that makes sense, especially when you have a Clef. You need somebody to run it, right?
Not only a Clef, but also the Umbreon, Umbreon Wishing as well. Because I feel like that could that item choice is actually probably like super impactful, especially against like a composition like this where you're running the Umbreon as the defender, so you get access to that wish, and that second source of healing. It's just gets so much value, like because especially when you're Mickey and you're like already hopping into the backline on your target, like of course you're gonna want that reduced healing on them as well to really help with the getting the assassination and getting those resets.
Yeah. I didn't even realize the Bangle. I mean, that's definitely smart. I feel like I thought I saw I think maybe Glaceon was running it as well, or not the Bangle, but I thought that they might have been running the cursed incense.
Glaceon. Let me just double check, just make sure they didn't swap to it. Oh no, they did swap to it. They swapped to it at the last second. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Which is smart. I
Yeah, no, the
mean,
Glaceon.
especially if you have two sources of healing. I mean, it's not a bad idea to have two cursed items to boot. But GG's RegiSouls. I mean, that was a good showing. Congrats, our friend Ambu. Congrats to Kingslayer, another friend of the Pandacorn ecosystem, always a constant member in Crunchy Customs. Get to see them play a lot of their top lane demons, so it's always cool to get to see them do stuff in league play.
Yeah. Oh, this is definitely a roster that you can't sleep on. Those really, really good, solid players all around.
Thanks for the follow. Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, GG's. That was a fun match. Absolutely. We're gonna see if they want to interview. Ribbon just messaged them. Awesome. All right, we got one. Let's go.
Okay. All right, we can just slide down.
Slide to just regular gaming or lobby.
Yeah, regular. Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty.
Okay, shut up, Kyle.
Yeah, shut up, Kyle. Always a banger. Always a banger.
Hello.
Welcome in. What's up, Tech?
How's it going? How's it going?
GG's. Congrats on the dub.
Yeah, GG's. It was good. It was rough at the start, but I figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, there's always scuffed
Yeah.
beginnings, whether it's in the game or tech issues. So it's understandable, and it kind of comes with the territory. But overall, GG's. You took 2 games to none in week number 2. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
What kind of was the catalyst of your guys' success today?
A lot of it was off of the bot Glaceon pick, because balling was like Glaceon is just still broken.
Yeah.
Like even after the nerfs just didn't do anything to it. So that was a big part of it. Also, with so many tanks being banned, it was really hard to get the right the lane pick correct, because it was literally left to like either Tree or Slowbro. But that went well. Game 2, it was Hoopa we wanted really bad because Hoopa felt good.
Yeah. Hoopa seemed to be a very big player in that, and there were a couple like very clutch portals to get you guys out before Talonflame was able to do what they wanted to do with either the fly or the flame charge or boosted. Tell me about
Also
the last picks there. Once you saw Talonflame, obviously you grabbed Mimikyu and Blaziken. Were those kind of direct counters of kind of what you wanted to do with countering that Talon?
Well, we went into the game actually wanting to play Mimikyu, because Mimikyu still feels great in jungle or in lane. Like late game, it can just pick somebody off for free. But we mostly took the Blaziken pick in the jungle because we've been playing it a lot, and we know how to play with Blaziken jungle. So it wasn't really off of picking the Talon. It kind of just matched up really well.
Okay. I guess my main thing is Tufun looked huge on Mew today. How was your guys' adjustments around somebody who is really feeling it with Mew today? So knowing that they're gonna want to probably prioritize that pick for themselves, especially taking something like bot lane Glaceon into effect. Did you want that slow bro there to like really just make sure that you could get some sort of possibility to get a secure over Mew, or just to more protect that Glaceon?
Uh, well, Slowbro like has like decent lane secure, and especially with how the bans went, it was like the best like lane option as a tank to have secure. Because after game one, we didn't really like Umbreon that much. So going into it, knowing that like we weren't gonna play Umbreon, Glaceon did feel better in the lane like with the Slowbro. But also like the Mimikyu pick also was really strong into Mew because you can like go in and dive it and ult it before it's able to ult in response.
Yeah, especially when you get that nice pass in, especially with the Clefable that's wanting to stay so close to it, and an Umbreon that's looking to pocket it as well. So
Yeah,
you get like really like ease of access to get that play with me on top of that Mew, and it's not like Espeon that has like an inherent like passive to try to get around it. Like that Mew has to like really pop that Mirage defensively and like reactionally like instantly, or else you get on top of it and you can just eliminate it for free.
yeah.
Alrighty. Well, outside of like the clean 2-0, how did you feel about going up and against that Metagross pick as well? Because that gyro ball was doing work in certain like areas, especially around like that it's like some of those bottom Reggie fights looked like really rough because like it was just able to land like 3 or 4 man gyro balls and get that big shield. So how you guys feel were you able to pivot around it?
Well, the Metagross pick into the double all rounder we had was kind of rough because Metagross matches up decently well against Blaziken. It's also not terrible against Mimikyu, so we were not necessarily super worried about it, but we just knew that we had to not like death ball them or else Metagross was gonna like get kills in response. Also, like Hoopa is pretty good into Metagross because like if they Metagross ult and then you Hoopa portal on top of their ult, everyone that's inside of the wall is able to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't like
Smart.
super worried about it, but it was still a good pick into what we were playing.
Okay. Well, any shout outs y'all want to give today on the way out?
Yeah. Shout out Cool Buster, our teammate that didn't show up. Love that
Oof.
guy.
Oof.
You guys the best.
Big
Uh
oof.
and shout out to Cosmic, for filling in for us. That was really big and we really appreciate it.
Alright. Well,
But
Absolutely.
yeah,
GG's
that's about it.
thanks for the interview. Good, clean 2-0 today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and best of luck on the rest of the group stage, and hopefully you guys get to go forward and get seeded in the playoff tournament and make it a few weeks, maybe to the end. And best of luck if we don't get to cover you again.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hopefully.
maybe upset V1 on the way out.
Yeah. That'd be nice. Thanks for having me, guys.
Right, jeez.
Absolutely. See ya. GG's.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. All right. Well, 2-0 RegiSouls takes the set against Seven Deadly Sins in week number 2. Stay tuned. We got probably some more casting at some point. I know Ribbon and I are wanting to do some more of these when we don't have our schedules filled up with other tournaments. Seems like it's been so busy lately.
Yeah, really big for the scene. Unite Battle Hub, Underdunk, Articuno Unite League, all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Righty, folks. So I have Mad Libs to do. I think this is going to be it for the casting.
I want to. Maybe I'll stick